Best Man Holiday, right?
Mm-hmm.
For everybody who does not subscribe to Peacock,
Y'all got to.
please
So
get this subscription. If only you get it just to watch the Best Man Holiday final chapter. Dog, when I tell you, honestly, in my humble opinion, it was better than the movie.
yeah,
Better than the movie. Because
and
you
that's
got
hard.
it is hard, but because you got a more in-depth character development from each perspective, and
Mm-hmm.
you really got to see who and how each character was, and you got it's hard to put into an hour and 45 minutes or a 2-hour movie what really matters in a character. So this little series, you kind of really got to see each character for who they were, and it made their development make just a little bit more sense in like the roles they play in a movie. Um, but for me specifically, there's like that meme floating around with who's the real villain versus who's like the show villain. So Brie, I just want to go ahead and start with you. I want to know.
And
I
I
want to.
think every couple got a villain too. You can go into too.
Oh, okay, yeah, we definitely could
I
do
think
that. But for
that's
the meme
factual.
for the meme's sake, I
For the meme's sake, I'm
yeah.
gonna say this. I personally do not agree that Harper is the real. I don't think he's the real villain. I think that Robin is the real villain, and let me explain
Okay.
why. Because
Okay.
it was actually explained in therapy why she is in fact the real villain.
Okay.
So, Harper is a writer. Harper has always been a writer. Harper has always been very close knit with his friends. He has always been extremely, extremely, extremely close to Jordan.
Mhm.
Everybody knows all of these things to be factual.
Mhm.
And the first best man, I feel like Harper felt like he was missing out on something because of what happened with the book and how everything was, he needed a rock. It couldn't be Jordan at that moment because they had a little falling out. So he proposed to Robin. He was not supposed to propose to Robin, and she should not have accepted that proposal because she knew, in fact, that Harper was in love with Jordan. Everybody fucking knew. Okay, let's fast forward. They've been together for 20 plus years at this point in the final chapters. Yes, Robin has always cooked. She dibbled and dabbled in cooking. We always knew this to be true. But Harper was actually a published author, and he had a fan base at this point. And even over the years, Bumper G has been it's been constant. He's been a writer.
I just got a good segue topic. Go ahead. I'm
He
right
has
there.
been constant in all of this shit. Meanwhile, the thing that she was passionate about, her food service, they developed that and they made that a thing. Okay, you have your career, I have mine, we have our life. Because even after the baby, she was able to develop that. Yes, they are in fucking Harlem. At some point, when you make a certain amount of money, as a man, I know certain men in my personal life to be protectors and to actually want more. They want more. So in Harper's case, wanting to move out of Harlem to the Upper East Side, I believe that's where they were, made sense. Not for ego's sake, but I felt like it made sense because one, the protection of your family. If you're from New York,
but can we? I don't want to brush over some key like setups in
What?
that. Like, before they even moved to the place, the beef about moving to the place was pivotal because in that they went to therapy. And no, that was before they went to therapy, right?
No, this is after.
They got the place after they went to therapy, right?
No, they got the place before therapy. Yeah,
yeah. She compromised because she read his. She compromised. Yeah. It was before. It was before therapy. She compromised because she read the new book.
Yeah,
and she said like that felt like so strong to me, like it just spoke to my soul when you write like this.
That's where I'm getting to.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, all right, so it's like all right, so he wants it's the security of his family. He's saying how he wants to elevate and he wants to be better, not just for himself professionally, but even with his family. So he wants to move. Robin, I don't know where her Kunta Kinte attitude has come from. Maybe it come from living in Harlem because she was not like that in the first fucking movie, nor was she like that in the second.
I'm about to say
yes, but she wasn't like that in the second movie either.
No.
Right?
No. Listen, I'm not done. Listen, she wasn't like that in the second movie either. So here we are in this third series. So now it's like this is a completely new Robin that we have never fucking met. So if we never met her,
Robin's always a completely new Robin.
Listen, we have not fucking met Robin, so we know fucking Harper ain't. So when they go to therapy, Harper makes all valid points and keeps his complete cool the entire time because when you're oblivious to something, how you gonna get mad? I didn't even know this was a thing, but she didn't even fucking know it was a thing because she didn't open her mouth. He's not a mind. When the therapist said he's not a mind reader, that was so fucking real and pivotal to that relationship. That was literally the climax of what was going to happen within this relationship, because that means over the past 20 years, while this man has had a successful career and has been a fucking writer, you wanted to do X, Y, Z in the entire Greek alphabet, but you never once opened your fucking mouth except for this food service that you talked about in the first movie as well. That's all we know about. So now that makes us think, is that all you ever told him about? Because that's all he's aware of. So he's explaining to his agent, everybody, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do this. I want to move this here. They're arguing. She sees the fucking pamphlet. You know why she sees the pamphlet? Because, okay, so he's trying to make sense of things. He talks to Jordan. She talks to him, do what you love. So I feel like him writing that small segment was him trying to see if this is really a passion, if I'm going to keep doing this bumper G shit, or if I'm about to elevate. Because what Jordan is telling me is go wherever my heart is taking me. So I'm going to write this and then I'm going to write this. Whatever my heart is going to tell me to do, is going to do. But one thing about men and women, when you have a partner that you really, really, really care about, sometimes, most of the time, a woman has so much power in altering a man's decisions. Sometimes it depends on who you are in your relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
Women are the neck, men are the head, but the women are the neck. You can turn the man's head. The moment Robin said what she said after reading that, Harper lit the fuck up. Forget about the whole, all right, come on, we doing this, we moving, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
she didn't want to fucking do that to begin with, but that shit made her coochie tingle a little bit reading that, because wow, he's writing about me. It's me he's writing about. I want everything to be about me anyway, so he's writing about me. Let's move, baby. We can do whatever you want. That's not even what you wanted to fucking do. So he's thinking, my wife supports me.
I mean,
she
you made a
believes
bullshit
in me.
move on a bullshit thought, because it wasn't even.
She believes in me. I thought Jordan just believed in me, but that's my homie. But my wife actually believed in me. Mind you, he's still fucking in love with her.
That was like his like grounding too. Like she always was out for him.
Who?
Like his wife. She always was like, he would go ask her something and she would.
But not that's
get
what
the
that's the
advice.
point I'm making. No, that's not
even with the movie.
But that's what I'm saying. No, and I feel like her decisions was never really her decisions. It was based off of how he would feel, based like her. I feel like Robin made her decisions based off of how would he react to what I'm going to say. Is it going to make him happy? Because I just want to make him happy. And she always was unhappy with her life, but she never made it known that she was unhappy. So Harper's not really selfish. He's literally going with the fucking flow.
I disagree. I
Definitely disagree with that, because Harper has exhibited selfish-like
well,
ways.
Yes, he has. But I'm talking about in the sense of the decisions that were made between the house and stuff.
Well, no, not.
I'm talking about specific to those things, not
but
everything.
Even in those things, these decisions did not become crazy. The house thing was the first one that really showed the chink in the armor. But then when she got introduced to that young black farmer that she was so infectious around, who then she would tell things that she wasn't even telling Harper at the time about her dreams, because the dreams came from those conversations with him about opening this restaurant now, and you want this spot, and then in taking those secret conversations, she then finds you a whole restaurant, recommends the spot. You have your whole money is community service,
Jay.
So you don't have.
Y'all was gonna be doing that with Harper money, but not even that.
Yeah.
You entrusted something so precious to you with your husband who is away on business. And I'm not mad at him for saying, oh, I wasn't just about to put an offer in without seeing it too. Because like, if we a team and this is something that you want to do, I want to make sure it's adequate enough.
Like, I support you.
You knew that was my dream. No, I knew that that's something you was interested in at the moment. You never told me that was your dream.
But outside of that, I'm never just giving up. All right, you say, damn, I need $40K right now to secure something. All right, well, you want my money. It's going to come with my opinion, so I need to see this shit. What are you talking about? This not our money. This, you want my money.
Then she had Buddy all around his daughter. He picking up the daughter. I'm like,
bringing heaters, and I'm like, she did start rolling, but like even with Harper and Jordan, they drawled in that moment. But I feel like that.
I mean, let's not act like Harper is a saint.
I said Jordan and Harper drawed in that moment.
Okay.
Oh no, but
it's been several times.
oh yeah, but you know what actually did the icing on the cake
He's a
was
hormone monster.
I'm crying.
the icing on the cake was opening up the rubber bands, because even from the beginning, the old bull Demetrius, everybody fucking knows that Jordan and Harper was supposed to be. They were supposed to be a thing. They are literally like.
Yeah, but Jordan chose her career.
Exactly. She chose her career.
Which is crazy because Harper chose his career too.
Exactly. But
so,
he chose it because as a writer, and especially the type of writing that he does.
In the situation now with his family and his child, Harper chooses his career.
But listen,
that's why he's literally finna lose.
Harper,
that's why they like.
Harper has always chose his career, even from the beginning.
Right.
The problem is, he is a hopeless romantic, and he's a writer. So yes, he chose his career, but he also craved love. The love he wanted from Jordan, but she wasn't able to give him at the moment because she was more focused on her career. Harper's love and career coincided with each other because it fueled everything.
He couldn't get
that's why he chose Robin
from love.
But also you get to them, and as soon as series start in Jamaica, and she find somebody in Jamaica to want to do.
I thought they was going to be
a whole thing about moving in Jamaica.
Right.
Me too. That's what I thought it was aiming to, but it was her falling in love with the island, talking about staying in Jamaica and everything. And that whole fever dream, I feel you, but in Harper's point, that didn't last. Like, I support you in all your decisions,
and then
when I
you
know
jumping
about
off a fucking. First of all, getting locked up with your daughter. I don't care how much of an activist you are. That was extremely irresponsible.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
So hold on. No.
No, I don't care.
I was just gonna say, because at that point I wasn't paying attention. What I know they got locked up, but what happened that made that like
it
was
a protest.
It was around it, so they moved through time.
Right.
The wedding was like supposed to be like, even though they looked old, it's supposed to be like right after the Best Man holiday.
Like 2016.
2015, 2016. Then they fast forward to 2019, and you fast forward to 2020 when all Black Lives Matter rallies was going on, and it was heavy in New York. So she was heavy activism. Like, they show her pictures. They was gonna do pictures at this point because they guess around a budget, showing pictures at her throwing like being in the protest, like physically cheering and and all of this. So
she got arrested for protesting.
A situation happened where she was out there with her daughter, and the cops locked her up.
Like, they basically gave the option, like, leave or we're gonna lock you up. And she chose to stay with her daughter. And then, like, Harper had to fucking bail her out of jail and then go pick up his daughter from somebody else. And basically what he was saying was, you're not ever about to have my daughter in no position like that. And her response basically is,
she gotta learn.
She has to learn.
I mean, I don't know if I disagree with her.
How old was she at that point, though? She was a baby.
She just now was in like first.
So imagine your child. 5, 6. Okay, for the sake of culture, for whatever, what the fuck ever.
But this
God
is my
forbid,
thing.
say your child gets trampled and they actually die as they succumb to their injuries.
But that's not the issue. The issue is she got arrested. It's not about the child getting trampled.
But the daughter was traumatized because she was screaming and crying because she didn't know what was happening.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
Where I'm saying is, once you've already, at this point in time, there is no shielding your child from the things that are going on.
Not shielding, but you want to protect your child.
Hear me out.
As much as you can.
Because this goes back to the conversation of losing yourself when you become a parent. If her activism speaks to who she is and she decides to go out and somebody needs to do it.
Why she had to take her daughter?
Where else was the fucking baby going to be
Give me my child. You could tell, I'm going to protest.
Your mother, like, literally, it was so many people for the baby to go to because she even got
godparents.
That's why, but I'm literally asking because, like I said, I wasn't paying attention
she had multiple people she could have dropped them off to.
By herself.
Even her assistant, like, you could have.
And her assistant was the one that took the baby and called him. Her assistant called him and was like,
so it's like,
don't worry. What was the daughter name? Damn. Oh, Mia. Mia's fine. He was like,
Mia's fine. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, and then get to the whole story of like her getting booked and everything.
Okay, because I literally tuned right back in after the situation happened.
That whole situation was completely irresponsible because as a parent, you want to teach your child things, but you're never going to knowingly put your child in harm's way. She literally knowingly and like didn't really, mind you, you're in the middle of Harlem, New York. She was like 4 or 5 at the time. She's so tiny and small. A bunch of adults, tear gas, cops with full armor, and you protesting hunger in Harlem. And they say, You can leave,
Mhm.
or I can lock you up. Daughter
Okay.
in hand. I have a right. All right, lock up. Daughter, let go of hand, screaming, mommy, getting put in the car. Now you're frantic. You're a child.
Okay.
Granted, okay, that's life. That's not everybody's life. Everybody doesn't experience, rallies and shit.
Right.
This little girl's traumatized now.
Yeah, no. I
Because
understand.
not only is she seeing her mom get dragged away by somebody she don't know, now she's being pulled in different directions,
Mhm.
a bunch of chaos. Now I want my dad. Then it's like a tear gases, all this other stuff happening. That's not, you thought you were having fun because as a kid, stuff like this excites you, and then it turns into trauma.
Or it's
Harper
always
came from a
different.
father, huh?
No,
Or
I
it's
said
always
that's different.
trauma.
Yeah,
always
like, and
traumatic
Harper
from the
was
start.
super coming from, he was emotional, but when you think about the well-being of your child,
Yeah, no, that's completely different.
you're gonna lose your shit. And she was basically talking to Harper as if you
He
got the
was
fucking
wrong.
audacity to tell me about my child.
Man,
Well,
don't
she
use
did- no,
my
no.
child to find if finding yourself puts you in a dangerous situation. My child just can't come. We can make an agreement. Yo, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me, and it's something you want to be into. But let's have a conversation. Every time in this, when it came time to have a conversation, she decided not to.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to nag you. I didn't want to bother you. I didn't want to this.
Well,
When
okay.
it could have been.
Now, let's start. Let's keep it right there, because I do feel like that speaks to the nature of their relationship, because it does seemingly come off that every time she wants to have a conversation with her husband is too deeply engulfed in his work to have a conversation with her. And that goes back to our topic of not paying attention to your partner, leading to them not even just falling out of love, but you're not even able to have certain conversations anymore. Because every time I try to sit down and talk to you, I'm tired. I'm working on this. I got to take this call. I got to step out. I got to do this. So when the fuck am I supposed to talk to you?
But even in those decisions, I consulted you before I took some of them. Even in
No,
him
but
writing
when
his
am
new
I
book
supposed to talk
that
to
put
you?
him in writer mode, you put me in
No,
writer
you
mode.
keep talking. No. That doesn't matter. This is what I'm saying. Even as somebody who decided to take on a responsibility, you still have prior obligations. That doesn't matter if I'm the person that got you to, okay, I want you to take this. I want you to write this. I want you to do this. That does not mean I want you to neglect me. That means I want you to do this, but I still want you to be in this relationship. I still want you to be this father. I still want you to be this partner.
You have to voice things though. If
No,
I have a
I
writing,
should never have to fucking tell you I still want you to be here. What the fuck are you saying?
if I have a
I should
writing
never have to
process,
say that.
if I have a writing process that I've been doing for years, that created all my wealth, where everybody around us knows, well, Harper gets low when when he's in that writing mode. You may not hear from him for 3 months. The boys were saying.
Okay, that's cool
So,
for your
in
friends, not for your fucking wife and
Well,
kid. I'm
in-
sorry, I disagree.
You can
No.
disagree. I'm just gonna speak my point. And in that pursuit, it takes you on different trips. And he was away at one point, and the heater was out, and she wanted him to fix it while he was not there.
Right, so she got somebody else to do it.
But no,
No, they didn't
that's
fix
not,
it.
That's
He
not
brought some
realistic,
heaters.
though.
No. I'm saying she got somebody else to do it.
But
That's
I'm
No,
saying
nobody
she
actually
shoulda
did
had a
fix it. It
conversation.
just fixed itself,
No,
apparently.
I think he
no,
fixed it when he got
what
home.
I
That's when
meant
they
by
showed
she
it
got somebody else to do
warm.
was she got bored of bring the
heaters.
heaters. That's what I meant.
Oh, but Harper ended up fixing the
Yeah, that's
actual
what
heater.
that's what I'm saying. But outside of the heater situation, I'm specifically talking about intimacy, because there's still something that is owed to the person you married. There's still something that's owed to that
you're
daughter.
No, you're
Oh,
Like,
I'm
absolutely
not
yeah,
right.
I
discrediting
should
you.
never have to fucking ask you to still do the shit you
I think
fucking
it's a
told me you was going to do.
conversation at a
No,
point,
it's
that's all.
not. Y'all got married.
Yes.
That you became a father. There is never a conversation I should have to have with you to still fulfill the duties that you told me you were going to fucking do. No,
She is right.
you got me fucked up. I should never have to talk to you about that shit.
I
No.
think. Well, I don't
If
know
your
if
partner
this was
drift off and you might gotta have a conversation to bring him back, I don't think
No,
it
no,
should
no,
be
no.
an end
No,
all
you
be
This
took
is the
all.
that
only
fucking
I just
thing.
think
agreement.
if you
This
feel
the
away,
only
you can have a
thing-
conversation.
This is the only thing that I feel like should have happened within that scenario. I feel like when she agreed for him to do what he was going to do, and he decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I feel like as a married couple, they should have sat down and talked
Mapped
about
it
how
out.
this was going
But
to
if
work.
anything, if he's the only person who knew that's how he gets when he's in writing mode, then he's the one who should have initiated that conversation.
But-
Hey, babe, listen, all right, this is something you want me to do. That's great. I do want to do this. However, when I get in these modes, this is what happens. Because
My
now
bad,
at this
my
point,
bad.
it seems like she's been blindsided.
Right.
At this point, because
But-
did she know he was about to fucking fall off the face of the earth and not be
Yes.
available emotionally for her and for the baby?
But yes, again, this wasn't like, again, it's all I'm saying it's a conversation to be had because his friend said that, but
But
people
you're
feel a
no,
way
you're
about something
answering
and
the
they don't
question that
tell
I
you.
didn't ask.
This
I'm
is something they
asking
believe
you.
they know about
No,
him.
listen, I'm asking you. Within the storyline, did she know that when he decided he was going to get into this particular writing bag, that he was going to leave her to fend for the fucking wolves for herself?
Actually, he wasn't writing at this point. It was the movie. So he
No,
was
it was
back
writing.
here doing
Whatever it
He was
is,
writing too?
Yeah,
he
that
was
him
though.
writing his serious one.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he was getting made fun of, and
But
then he
my
wrote that
question
serious one
is,
that she rewrote
regardless
later.
of what the project was, did she know that the project came along with him leaving her and the baby alone?
Yes, everyone communicated to
No,
her.
no. Excuse me. No, you're not.
And she can.
You're
But you're
saying what
saying,
everybody else did except for him. That's not what I'm
bruh,
asking you. Because nobody else can speak on your behalf but you. That's not what I'm asking.
understand what I'm saying. If he does not know this behavior is his, this is something people see he does, that in his mind he may just be working, and then you feel
That sounds
this
more
way.
of a personal
and
problem then.
But let me finish what I'm saying. But then everyone around us, all of our loved ones, is saying, "Yeah, we all know this is him." So he be out
Right.
there.
So, but you answered
but
my
you
question
wanna
without
have-
answering it. You
but-
just said everybody else knew that except for her. So the answer was no.
No, these
You
conversations.
just said that.
No, you're not listening. I'm saying they're talking to her, and she's agreeing. Like they're having an agreement about us saying, "Yeah, you know how he gets." That's what they're saying to each other.
But clearly she
But
didn't
now-
because
but
she
no,
wouldn't have these problems
No,
if she
that's
did.
not the case. She feels a way now. This is a different time for them. Our daughter is this age. You can't do
Right,
this how
because
you
things
do.
changed.
Yes, but I'm saying she has to have that conversation with him.
But this is my issue in that. Why does she need to have a conversation with somebody who also knows exactly what's going on? You know we both have a daughter this age. You know we both have a marriage. Why do I need to come to you about something that is a personal internal issue that you are having? Why do I need to come to you about your internal issue?
Because they don't know it's an issue. He doesn't know that. He goes to her and tells her
But
everything.
that's
So
an
if he's
issue in
planning to
itself that
leave
you
and get
don't
in
know you
writer
have an
mode,
issue.
there was a prior conversation because he had the plan to leave and go writer mode. She knew when he was leaving, when he's coming back, how he was getting back. She was trying to book him a flight back.
Mhm.
There was a conversation, and in any one of those conversations, you could have said, "Hey, I am not comfortable with this." And that changes the whole tone of what's going on. Then you know for a fact if he's ignoring your feelings or not. Or if he even reads it to when you finally get to therapy, he like, "God damn, I didn't know." And because we did it. So he's enamored, like, yo, I'm like in shock and all in this.
The one thing
And
I can
she's saying-
say is, all right, so one thing I can say is, okay, so now actually thinking back on the movie, Harper was never was unavailable even when he was away no, hear me out.
No, I don't mean he was always unavailable emotionally to her.
No,
Yes,
okay,
he was.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually because I'm looking back on something specific. Harper was never unavailable in a sense of getting to him. So even if he didn't get any of the social cues, he was actually never unavailable to the point where she couldn't contact or talk to him. So even if she did have feelings like ill feelings towards, not bad in a way, but ill feelings, or she's feeling a certain way, in any of those conversations where they checked on or they talked to each other about me, about what's going on, how the house, the thermostat, anything, it could have been a conversation like, hey, I know you're away, I'm overwhelmed. Or hey, you're away, I'm this. And the reason why I know he was available, because even when she did, every time she called him, he answered and he was on the phone. When they was talking about LJ, he couldn't answer the phone, but he answered the text. He wasn't so busy to the point where he was unavailable. It was just the context of the conversations that were had. Never let it be known that, like, if I say, hey, how are you guys doing? Oh, we're good. Mia just went to such and such. She did this. Okay. Hey, how you feeling today? Oh, I'm good. I just went to the shelter. I just came from Harlem, blah, 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 blah. If every time I'm talking to you, telling me you good or like everything is cool, the only thing that's wrong is the thermostat, then I'm going to think that everything is cool because, yes, I'm in work mode.
It still takes more for a relationship, though. And that's my biggest
No, but it does.
That's my biggest
No,
issue.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not discounting it, but I'm also saying that to get a machine working, there's a bunch of different components. So even in this component of their relationship, even though a lot of blame was put on Harper from a lot of people, like you negligent or whatever, I feel like it does take two to tango, because there were multiple opportunities where Robin could have vocalized, I'm not happy, I'm confused, I'm upset, I feel rushed, I feel pressured. any of these things.
Mhm.
And she never vocalized anything. She was always okay.
Okay.
And even when they went to therapy, it was, oh, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. I feel this, I feel that. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Mhm.
This is the first time I'm hearing
That
this.
is true, but that says a lot about the relationship to where I think we were just having that conversation earlier about when you don't feel comfortable enough to have certain conversations with your partner. And when you go, some people feel, which is a great transition into our next topic, but some people feel that when you're speaking to a stranger, there's a different level of confidence. There's a different level of understanding. There's a different level of non-judgment that
there's
takes
no familiarity
place
there.
because I don't know you and I don't really care what you think
Yep.
of me when it comes to that sense. So yes, I'm able to sit down on a couch and talk to this stranger about my problems in my relationship, moreover than the fact that I'm able to talk to the person who I'm having these exact problems with, because your only job here is to help navigate us to find out what the solution is versus me talking to the person with a problem. I know it can go a multitude of ways. I know either you can make it seem like, okay, this is your problem, or you can gaslight me into making it seem like it's not a problem at all. Or you could agree with the fact that it is a problem and not change your behaviors. Like there are so many different ways that could go with the person who you're actually having a problem with versus talking to a stranger about the actual issue. So I understand why sometimes, and again, we're talking about years with them, right? So maybe at some point it was lost in translation that conversations weren't able to be had anymore for whatever reason. It could have been work, or it just could have been he was never really that great. Because I mean, let's be honest, Harper has never really given the same effort into that relationship that he has given to the relationships you see Foster with his friendships.
Right. Okay.
So I do feel like there is a disconnect when it comes to their marriage. And honestly and truly, I am surprised that they lasted as long as they did, to be quite honest with you. Because of the Mia situation, because of, I mean, listen, I'm just saying, like, if you really want to take it there,
it's one thing for
you
Lance
were
to
never
forgive him,
really
but
honest
she
about who
shouldn't,
you
like,
were.
man,
So
like-
my thing is feeling blindsided or feeling like, wow, I never knew this. It's crazy for you to feel surprised when you were never honest about who and how you were from the gate with Shorty.
What?
So what did you really expect?
And I
You
thought,
didn't give honesty. You didn't get it. What do you expect?
and also I feel like with Robin's character, I found it kind of amusing at the end how everybody rallied behind her. But I feel like simply because that's Mia's mom. But I told Marcus,
well, everybody didn't rally behind her.
No, they didn't. But
I'm
wait,
about to
not
say,
everybody.
yeah.
No, listen, hear me out. Because I told Marcus, I was like, yo, you know what I
Yeah,
find crazy?
It's kind of uneven still, though.
No, listen.
It was
No,
crazy.
hear me out. I said, yo, I never really thought that they would really last long for real. I said, because even throughout everything, Robin has never made herself completely available to be friends with everybody. I feel like she always kept a distance to the point where, but she resonated with Candace because she felt like Candace was an outsider too.
Yeah.
But Candace also made herself a friend within the friend group. Not like merch at her husband, but it's like I'm cool with everybody, even Shelby now. So like I fuck with all y'all and we're all cool.
Yeah, but
Robin
Candace also did her own thing though too.
She did, but I'm saying Robin more so looked to Candace to be a friend.
Mhm.
She didn't really care to branch out within the entire group. It was still cordial. Even after 20 years, it was still cordial. But with Candace, it wasn't just cordial. Like, y'all my folks.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that because
I felt like they were folks.
Because Candace and her, they kind of had cliques in there. Candace and her, and then
no, I'm not talking.
and then so that's what I'm saying. But in that, even in moments where it was like support or rally, they didn't really speak much between Nia Long's character and Jordan and Candace. They didn't really speak much. And Jordan, the difference between Jordan and Robin is their man. Because Candace's man, damn, I ain't about to merch. Thank you, merch. I'm glad you said that because I was messing that joint up earlier. Merch was super support. Like he was even in a mix of because he brought her into his world of building the schools and everything that really wasn't her passion, which you found out later in the film. But he was super supportive of her. Yo, you want to go to school to learn how to do this that you figured out doing DMT and Jamaica? Let's do it. All four. She's in school. She's doing this. Hey, he's advising her to do that, and he's there every step of the way. He takes his children, and they're older. It's a different relationship now. He has their children where he knows everything. Like, oh, this was going on. They got this. They got that. Hey, you got to go with them with this. And that kind of how that character lost himself and being so supportive
Yeah.
to every single person else in his life and never himself. So in that, I feel like that's the difference of them two characters, because Candace was a yes man for a large part of his life. That's how he got into
I think
UFC and
I
everything.
super think we on two different things because I'm over here like I was trying to figure out the correlation.
That I also think Candace and Robin were very similar with the group.
Oh, okay. So okay. So the foreshadowing part where I felt like they were more cohesive was when they were supposed to do the book club.
Yeah.
And it's almost like everybody not ignored, but it was like everybody was on the same page except for Robin. But I feel like all throughout these years, everybody has always been on the same page except for Robin. Robin was always the fucking lost in the sauce one.
Yeah.
I've always felt like that. And I felt like there was a foreshadowing thing. I felt like she never completely meshed with everybody. Like everybody meshed, but she always kept herself, a little bit in the
Closed
distance,
off.
except for Candace, because it was like we're both the outsiders. But I don't think Candace looked at herself as being an outsider, because once she actually started merging with Merch and doing things that she wasn't used to doing, and even after the whole Lance Mia situation, being as though that Merch is the yes man and he's pretty much, him and Q are kind of like the glue to the friendships, I felt like Candace kind of meshed better with everybody simply because Merch was in the middle of everything as well too. And even after the her and Shelby thing, I think her and Shelby became cool. I mean, like cordial, simply because their girls were at the same age and their girls regularly and
Can
frequently.
I just say unpopular opinion? I love Shelby, but go ahead.
Oh, I love Shelby too.
No, Shelby. We get to Shelby in a second, but even in Candace with her kids in that situation, the daughters didn't like the other daughter. They had beef. They was like, every time he come around, LJ and what's her name? All these names. LJ and look at you.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you, girl. You're killing this shit. What was their kid's name? So if you remember everything.
Oh, I actually never knew they.
Okay,
name.
cool. I don't think they ever said it. It felt
Sasha.
like
Wait,
who's
Sasha?
Kid?
Merch kids.
Sasha
Merch
and
Candace kids.
I was about to say Leah. Is it Leah? And
Oh,
Sasha?
I don't know.
They both
One
felt
name is
away.
Sasha.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Kennedy and LJ, like, yo, they make fun of us, and it was a disconnect. Like, you could tell there was always disconnect, I'm saying, between everybody in the group.
Yeah.
She just had a more supportive husband. But his support.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You said that in before, and I had something, and you just said it.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna say the difference between them, like if you comparing like Merch and freaking Harper's like relationships. I feel like Merch was very supportive of Candace and what she wanted to do, because Merch was secure and he was already set in his goal in his life. And I feel like when Robin got with Harper, he was up and coming author, but he was literally at the peak of his career at this moment. Like right now, he was trying to get out of Costco, but he was continuously a successful author in a sense. But he was actually getting to the peak because they wanted to do a movie now. So now he's getting to the peak of his career. He always wanted to be the spectacular writer to the point where he won awards. And now at the peak of his career, where he feels like he's trying to enter into that threshold, now this is where the bunch of pushback comes back and forth between their relationship.
I'm just gonna put not on a peak. I feel like he peaked in each point of his. He had a peak that he set for himself, and then allowed pressures of the world and who he wants to be. Somebody saying generational wealth to him, add a new pressure, and then his manager, who's also in this to keep his career alive and thriving, comes up with the movie. I found that people want to make it a movie for you, and now that you could do this, and even in their conversations, you can peep the swindle of the I need you to do this for me too and my well-being. So hey, we gotta do this movie. It's so big. It's gonna push us so much further because we're together in this, and disregard your whole life because my goal, you don't tell me about that. I am hired to do this. This is my job. So I'm persuading you to pursue your career further. And those were things that kind of hurt Harper because he would also check in with Robin at each of those peaks. Like, yo, this is going on. What you think? You think everybody? He was like, yo, everybody gonna say, I don't even want to mention. I don't want to really do the movie. I don't even know if I want to do it.
If I can recount every time he's actually asked her a question regarding his career, I'm like, yo, he was actually very vocal about like a lot of stuff with her, and the very few things I guess I resonated with that character in a sense of, I always tell people like I overshare a lot, so I'm one of them type of people. Even in my relationship, I'm very open and vocal about my needs, my wants, my likes, my dislikes, like a lot of shit. I'm in my relationship. But him, on the other hand, he's more reserved, and sometimes he'll feel like, oh, well, she got a lot going on, so I'm just going to keep what I got going on in the back burner a little bit, so I won't say nothing. And then when we realized that that was an issue, just because I overshare doesn't mean that you have to undershare.
Yeah.
You can volunteer information just like I do, because I don't
Same.
wait for somebody to ask me.
Mhm.
Harper doesn't wait for anybody to ask him. He
Yeah,
just volunteers the
when he
information
feels like
because
it.
that's important to him,
Yeah.
and y'all a unit, so y'all gonna talk about it.
Mhm.
That's me. Whereas though somebody else might think, oh, well, because he's sharing all of this, I guess it's just not time for. No, it's perfectly time for you to say what you need to say.
Mhm.
I might not ask you, but that doesn't mean I don't care. But you have to also understand that everybody operates differently. So some
For
people,
sure.
some people want you to ask them questions,
And some people
and there are some
wanna
people who
just
don't really know how
share
to
it.
ask questions because they talk too fucking much. Me.
So I think that particular sense, it speaks volumes to a segue topic that I had in mind, and that was just dating, because this is something we all can personally relate to, dating an entrepreneur, and how that looks like, whether it's dating, whether it's marriage, whether it's being, a parentship or partnership or whatever. How does that work? Because Harper, for someone, I feel like Jordan was like, so what's wrong?
It don't come with rice. You gotta buy the rice too.
What
are you
order from
talking about?
Tiffin too?
No, he ordered from somewhere else, but it should come with rice. What are you
It
talking about?
don't say it come. I'm googling their website.
Well, I know when you order
No.
from Tiffin, it don't say it come with rice, but
It
it come
don't
with
Tiffin
rice.
say
didn't
it.
have it on there. The shrimp tikka, it wasn't on Tiffin.
Yeah,
another one.
Tiffin only has chicken tikka masala. They don't have shrimp
it
tikka
still come with
masala.
rice.
No, that's what I'm saying. The dish
that's a part of the
itself
dish.
comes with rice.
But this is Nirvana. Yeah,
I'm saying in Indian cuisine, the dish comes with rice. It's not just.
But sometimes
What?
it comes
Somewhere I
with.
want to take you.
It comes
You
with
ever been to
naan.
Indie Blue?
No, but you can
In
take me,
Gabriel Hood?
baby.
It's literally like kind of.
That's fine. You don't gotta tell me. You
Oh.
just gonna take me. That's fine. I like that. But
We
anyway.
can record it for a cooking show.
Oh, shut up. Anyway.
Wait, what? Indie Blue? That's a whole restaurant.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to start again. And did you get the answer that you needed? Yes, it should come with rice.
I'm on their website. Double check.
Okay, and cut. Boom. So, a lot of times, damn, fuck me. Shit, don't cut.
What, yo?
Uncut.
Hey, yo,
What was I
you
talking
okay?
about?
Fuck me.
I forgot. What was I saying?
Wow, that was.
That was crazy. What was I talking about?
Yeah, it still doesn't say it comes with rice.
Because it comes with rice.
I trust you. I'm gonna get some naan then.
Okay, that's bread, but okay.
I know, so I can eat it.
I can't wait for this garlic naan to hit.
What the fuck, Justin? What was I saying?
That you love me.
Fuck you. What was I saying?
Sheesh.
Saying that oh, boom. All right, I remember. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and good. So I do feel like being with an entrepreneur like Harper was, in that sense, it really made her see like, okay, you know what? I think that's why she had those very out there, you know what? I want to start this today, or I want to start this tomorrow type of ideas, because her husband was a person who worked for himself and made things happen in a way that he needed them to happen for things to be successful for him. Did she see the background work it took to make those things happen? Probably not. But she felt like, okay, well, you woke up with an idea one day and decided that this is what you wanted to do. So why can't I do the same? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, hear me out though. I feel like from somebody that's looking in the window from the outside looking in, it does seem that easy, because yes, he may talk to her about certain things, but he doesn't talk to her about everything, including the process that it takes to be in the space that he's in now.
He talks to his friends more.
That's what.
I feel like he trusts them more.
But that's what
I
I'm
don't
literally
think he talked to
saying.
his friends more though.
He definitely talked to his friends more than he talked to his wife.
Separate,
confides in them
it's
a lot
two
more.
separate conversations. He confided in her with every decision he made.
No, he does. But I'm saying, I feel like
And
when
when
it comes to
something
his
was wrong with the group.
vulnerability, I feel like the most when that moment when his daughter, when the whole thing, I feel like that's the most transparent and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable he's been, other than when he was like crying in the first movie to her. But I feel like in that part, that was like really, really vulnerable.
When
but when it comes
their
to
daughter was getting in the car.
no. Well, that's after the fact. But I'm talking about when like how angry he was with her and how he vocalized
Even
his
in
feelings
that
and stuff.
though, that moment when she was about to leave or whatever, he was like, "Please, just stay. Like, please, like I'll do whatever. It doesn't matter. Just don't leave. Don't take my baby. Don't da 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 da. Like blah blah
Like,
blah."
don't do this. Yeah.
I feel like while that energy was necessary so long ago, it doesn't matter right now anymore because she's already made up her mind. She's fucking leaving. But that
I
energy,
think that was very evil. But
you think it was evil that she took the daughter
just
to
decided randomly to go to
Africa?
Africa? Yes.
You think it was
Because you
evil?
had a conversation with a farmer? Yeah. I don't know what evil.
Well, not
I'm
but
not
it was-
saying, I'm not saying you think it was evil.
No, not evil.
It
I'm
was-
talking about
it-
evil in the sense of
Like,
like
I'm not
my-
saying it's
my
not like she
feelings.
did it out of spite. She didn't do it to be like, hey, you can't, like, I want to move so far away that you're never going to be able to see your daughter again. Like that, I don't
Listen,
think it was
all
evil
I'm gonna
at
say
all.
is after that 2-year mark happened, and it say that she was still in fucking Africa, that bitch better fucking be in Africa, and she better fucking be there until she died because you made the
But-
decision to hastily.
so-
First, you wanted to move to fucking
But
Jamaica.
even
and
then,
then
that's
Africa.
why when she said before you go, babe, when you said another season, I would love to see this fleshed out
need it.
more.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely
Because
need another season for sure.
I want to know
What happened at
now-
the end of that Pulitzer Prize? I'm
because
confused.
now I'm here. I have my next
because
journey,
Jordan's still lonely.
and my daughter is right here, and I can have a conversation. Are you liking Africa?
mm-hmm.
I'm done with what I'm doing
Well,
right
The
now.
little
honestly
girl
and
never got no
truly-
bigger. I'm confused
No,
about that
to
also.
be
well,
honest,
it's 2 years.
she was actually old enough to make a decision, and I feel like that's a big part about it too. I feel like if she was a little younger, then yeah, it would have been no problem that she decided to
Yeah.
because just looking at the difference in what they look like as parents, I do personally feel like yes, she should have been with her mother because
Yeah.
as a father, he would have not been. If he couldn't be present as a husband, how the fuck was he going to be present as a dad?
We don't know though. You
I
didn't
know.
get a chance to see
We
that.
do
You didn't
know
get a
that.
chance to see that.
We do know that because we've seen that in the relationship. What do you mean?
No, you don't know
I
how
don't
he is as
know.
a
They
father
didn't
on his
really-
own.
I-
You
I-
never saw
I
it.
never-
no,
yeah, I was about to say, I
that's
don't know.
not what I'm saying. I'm
You can
specifically
be
saying
you can be present as a parent and not in a relationship.
no.
Facts.
You physically can't be present in a place you're not in. I'm saying if the way that he makes his living is for him to be an entrepreneur, and the way he's an entrepreneur means that he needs to go away for a certain amount of time and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? How can you be there emotionally for your child if you can't even emotionally
no.
be there for your wife?
No. He only gets into those things when it's a serious writing project.
Right.
When he was doing the fluff pieces, he was just knocking them out every
Right,
chance he got.
but we're talking about now when he is
So hold
not
on.
doing fluff pieces.
But no. Again, I'm saying if the decision to keep my daughter and I got to change my life, I'm gonna write some fluff pieces. This was still making me 6-figure bonus checks every time, plus the residuals, plus that
Robin-
money. I can now stay home. I'm with my kid, and I'm
You know
altering
what's-
my life. I don't have a traditional career.
You know what's crazy though? He honestly asked Robin a question, and if Robin would have said, "Just accept the offer and do more of the Buffer G pieces," he would have did it. He might have been unhappy a little bit, but
wow, right. So
Yeah,
God
but
forbid
if-
your fucking wife actually wants you to be happy.
no, I'm saying.
If that's
No,
gonna make
can you
you
hear me out?
unhappy,
She never I'm talking
What?
about like she never vocalized things to the point where it's like you gave him the okay, so he ran with that passion
Every
because he thought
time.
he had your approval. But if she would have literally was like, you know what, babe, if she ain't read that pamphlet,
Mm-hmm.
just write another one so we can just be set. Like we can stay here, just write it because my kitchen is here, our family is here, we can explore things in the future. He would have been like, okay.
But that comes down to settling, and it was just given like, if I really love you, why the fuck?
But
do
that's
I want
what
you
I'm
to
saying.
settle?
It was never a mutual conversation because he thought everything was copacetic.
Well,
but
that's
it might not
because she-
even be settled. It just might prompt us to have to figure this thing out together.
But no, it would be
Just like they
settling in a sense.
Prioritize the premiere, just like they prioritize like
Prioritizing and settling is two different things, though. I'm specifically saying it would have been settling in the sense that that's not something that he clearly he had passion to do. It's something that sustained things, but
Right.
sustainability and happiness are not synonymous.
Well, again, that goes to the point of the movie was the generational wealth. Hey, and the movie did well, and they was making a sequel. So the
Right.
movie did what before we even got to the next book in the series book, which sparked a big issue between us. It was the moving the house thing. So every chance you had a time to voice some pushback and maybe further some conversation, because yes, I am a hopeless writer and I'm busting my ass, but yo, you supposed to ground me and be home for me. So if I ask you, yo, I want to go out and we can keep making this. It's big shots coming from that. The movie doing this, but I'm loving I have this need in me to be this serious writer. My name has to be mentioned with these names at the top of this field I'm in.
Yeah.
But in that, if you could have, as a wife, been like, well, hold on. I understand that, but also I feel like I need this for me, and let's find a way to balance what you want and what I want to make this work for us. We have a child now.
Even if they would have went to counseling before things got messy and bad.
Facts.
And that would have actually alleviated
even in
a lot
counseling,
too.
you could tell when it wasn't serving her, it was something that she didn't want to really do anymore.
Yeah.
Because every issue that arises, he's like, yo, let's go to counseling. And that was like, I made my decision. It's like, all right, well, why can't we at least attempt to figure this out? For our last issue, we stopped going, we figured it out. But this one, though, you're so gun-ho. After we saw you play with fire multiple times with this gentleman, had him in my home, I never even really met him besides a phone conversation where you telling me he found his place for you.
Right.
So in this, it's, yo,
he did want to talk about
him being cautious. And then at every chance you got, you chose an extreme option. And your extreme options could lead to my daughter being harmed. It led to you almost maybe sinking a ton of our money in something that we have no clue in that you really want to do long term, because the kitchen was your long term option. You wanted to serve your community in Harlem. So now this new thing pops up. All right, cool. I'm not agreeing with that, and now that sparks into this. And whole time you have a whole background relationship with the person giving you vegetables, where feels comfortable enough to play with my child.
And she was vocal